You've just had a conversation with someone who was technically being nice. They explained something to you. They were present. They slowed down. They used a warm voice. And yet you walked away feeling smaller without being able to point to the moment it happened. That's the strange thing about condescension. It rarely looks like an attack. It often looks like help. Someone re-explains the thing you just said as if you hadn't said it. Someone praises you for a basic competence, like you cleared a low bar. Someone answers a question you didn't ask because they decided what you must not know. None of it's hostile on the surface. That's what makes it hard to name in the moment. You can feel the downward pressure, but everything they said was reasonable. So you assume that the problem is you being sensitive. It isn't. You're picking up something real. Condescension is a status move, wearing the costume of assistance. And to see how it actually works, you have to stop looking at the words and start looking at what the words are doing. I work in an analytical framework I call psychological architecture. It reads what's happening inside a person across 4 domains. Identity is the sense of who they take themselves to be. Mind is how they read the situation in front of them. Emotion is what that read stirs up, and meaning is what they decide the whole thing amounts to. Now these 4 lean on each other. Weight in one settles onto the others. To watch where the weight sits here, let's start with identity, because that's where condescension finds its job. In the moment before anything is said, the sense of self is looking for somewhere steady to stand. Being level with the person in front of them may not offer that. Being above them does. So the self settles itself by taking the higher position. Now, this is not a fixed insecurity personality. It's a moment in which standing above is what holds. That's the load-bearing move. Everything else in the exchange is built to keep that position occupied. Once that standing is needed, mind goes looking for the read that justifies it. It places you as the person who doesn't quite understand it. It finds a gap in what you know, or it invents one. The question you did not ask gets answered, because mind has already decided what you must be missing. The read is the story the position requires. That read carries a charge, and that charge is motion. A small, quiet lift. The steadiness of standing on higher ground instead of level footing. It's faint enough that the person feels helpful rather than pleased with themselves. And then meaning closes it. The exchange gets read as proof. Proof they were sharper. Proof they were needed. The interaction has now been reorganized into evidence of superiority. And the next person is met inside that same organization, read the same way, a little faster each time. That's the loop. Identity needs a higher place to stand. Mind reads that and puts you below. Emotion rewards the arrangement with a small, steadying lift, and meaning files it as proof. And the next conversation already begins arranged that way. Now here's what separates this from something colder. Contempt also ranks people, but contempt wants distance. It dismisses you and walks away. Condescension can't do that because condescension needs you present, needs you there. The higher position only exists if someone is occupying the lower one. So condescension keeps talking. It instructs. It stays in the room. Contempt pushes people away. Condescension keeps them close, but lower. That's why the warmth is real and the smallness is also real at the same time. The person isn't lying about wanting help. They need the interaction. They just need it arranged so that they're the one helping and you're the one being helped. Which changes what's actually happening to you. When someone is condescending or condescends, you're watching an identity assign you a role. The condescension aims inward at their own standing and uses you as the position that makes it hold. You become the lower place their higher place depends on. The conversation looked like a lesson. Structurally, it was a measurement taken of the place the other person needed to occupy. The whole exchange existed to arrange you into the role that let it confirm who they needed to be.